an undergrad class.
Oh, which undergrad class?
It's called Analytic Decision Modeling. It's like optimization using Excel.
Nice.
Let's give everybody till 35. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Thanks. And good job for being on time. Okay. Bonus points.
Juan Nash, last again. We were really close to you, though.
Yeah, the scores were close.
Yeah, it was super close. It was a very narrow spread.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
Wow, it's a very nice place.
Hi, it's Sherry from Deep Blue.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Sibo.
What's up, Sherry?
Hey, Pat.
I'm just sending the other teams a quick email.
How many teams are there supposed to be here? Just 7?
7. Yep.
Oh, does the team of the Immunity have to come?
Yeah,
Well,
probably
it would be nice for them to show up because they have to vote as well. I'm surprised Wits is not here, though.
Which is what?
Wits isn't here.
All right, guys, let's get started. So Christopher is going to be a few minutes late from Heroes.
Okay.
All right, so he passes on his apologies. He's just... Okay, and so congrats on being the final 7, guys. Welcome to the merge. Good job. So do you guys... So I think you guys are aware of which teams you're representing. So any questions in terms of just the merge or survivor? Any questions that you want to ask up front?
Not for my part.
Yeah. Okay, then let's move on to the judo game. So thanks everybody for the bots, super interesting. As you guys already pointed out, the scores were pretty close. As usual, I'm gonna let the lowest scoring team speak first. So Gerardo, what do you have to say?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
That works out.
We put a lot of thought into it. We came up with a number, like a threshold number, where for n, where if the incumbent had or the entrant targeted more than X number, then we should do this or that. So I guess it was wrong or something. I really don't know. I wish we would like share a little bit about like best practices in the end or something, because we put a lot of thought into it and we don't understand why, like, what other teams did that was so much, like, it was better than us, because it wasn't that bad. Like, the spread wasn't that bad, so everything was pretty close, but still. So yeah, not much to say. We put a lot of thought into it, and that's what happened.
So Harsh, so I think we have somebody from Harsh here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, congrats on getting immunity. Good job. So do you want to share a little bit about your bot? Like, what do you think made your bot like basically perform so well?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that essentially, like, we essentially just kind of tried to figure out where we thought would kind of keep us flying under the radar small enough such that it wouldn't necessarily invoke a reaction from the incumbent. Because we figured if we can get any small part of the market, then that's great. And so, sorry, I'm hearing a lot of background noise. Anyway, yeah, that was basically our methodology. Basically, like, get as much as we could without drawing the ire of the incumbent. And then, as far as our incumbent bot, it was essentially like what point or what price level did we feel like was kind of signaling us that they were being more aggressive than we were comfortable with, and at that point we would match.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, even though, exactly as you guys said, you know, even though the incumbent bot, like the incumbent, you know, most of the payoff actually went to the incumbent, the difference really was basically on the entrant bot. I mean, really being able to get any market share made a big difference in this game. And quite a few, I think there's also quite a few guys of the bots had very similar strategies for the incumbent, which is basically, you know, conditional on P and N, what is the strategy that will maximize your payoff, and very, you know, it's very similar across the board, you know, with a few deviations here and there. So any other, so do you guys have any other questions about the Judo bot? So we'll do a debrief next week, as usual. Professor Morgan will do that. But in terms of strategies, like, do you have questions that you want to ask other teams? Well, in that case, let's move on to the more general. So now, you know, for those of you who weren't here earlier, you know, congrats on making it into the merge, being the final 7. So what are you guys' thoughts? I mean, you know, this is going to be your first time that you're working with different people. Do you have ideas, strategies? Like, how do you, you know, what suggestions would you put to the new tribe, like to the final 7, in terms of what criteria you should use to eliminate teams? So, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Would you like to share some thoughts? What would you suggest to the rest of the other 6 teams in terms of choosing who to eliminate?
I think that probably the teams that should be eliminated are the teams that have, like, maybe made agreements before and not followed up on them. Like people that have made agreements and clearly not shown an ability to like follow through and do what they were going to say. But otherwise, I think that people are going to make their own choices.
How about other teams? Do you agree with that? Do you guys have a good sense about who those teams are? I mean, you were making agreements with different sets of teams, right? So Christopher, what do you think? Christopher, can you hear me? Okay. Sherry, we haven't heard from you at all. So what do you think? What would you suggest? Do you agree with that strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's very fair, you know, to honor those teams that have kept up their sides of the agreements. You know, I know from our perspective, like agreements that we've entered into, we generally have a very fair strategy where, you know, if both sides cooperate, then, you know, we'll be very, very loyal to that team. And, you know, if there's any double crossing or anything, then, you know, there has to be consequences. So I would agree with that strategy.
So do you think all teams have a good idea of who those teams are? Like which teams have been on board and which teams have deviated? Even in the other tribes?
I'm not sure. So I come from the Harsani tribe. I don't really know what's been going on in the Vickery side.
Right.
But with this merge, I'm assuming that there are new agreements and new alliances being forged as we speak, and it'll be interesting, I guess, to see kind of how that plays out. But you know, I know as for our team though, like, you know, the agreements that we enter into, like we keep. So I hope that's the case for all the teams that continue to move forward.
So it seems like a great strategy. So, but how about this? You know, this is the first round where you guys are voting in this set of teams. So how about this one vote this week? You guys have a good idea about what you've decided, or would you like to, you know, put forward ideas for just this week? David, thoughts?
So we're still discussing with the team, but I guess what we had, like what Sherry and Caitlin mentioned, will be one of the big criteria we will use. But yeah, I don't think it's as easy this time because now there's not like each house trying to save the house.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out.
So, Pat or Gerardo, do you guys want to add anything?
Oh, I think I agree with him. Yeah.
I haven't heard anything that changes my expectations for the outcome of this, the foregone conclusion of the remaining rounds. So I think everybody knows what's going to happen.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. Any last words? Last parting shots? Okay. Hearing none. So votes by tonight.
Hearing none.
You want to add anything?
No. That's Professor Morgan's favorite term.
Last parting shots. I know. I've worked with him for 2 years now. It kind of rubs off on me. So, okay, great. So votes to me by midnight tonight. Okay?
Okay, great.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.